morning. So it's 4:30 in the morning and I'm about to get a flight to Vegas. A bug-free mind. Here we come. So we've just arrived in Vegas after a 10-hour flight and my apartment is pretty slick, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be so nice, but it is beautiful. So I'm out in Vegas here for a week. I'm at the Mastermind, a Bug-Free Mind, which is a mastermind for affiliate marketers in the personal development space, basically. And I'm out here representing the Evolution of Success. So the Evolution of Success is a documentary series that I've been working on for the past couple of years, and for the past year I've been filming. So none of the footage has been released yet. There's going to be footage released this week. The documentary is a project that I've been working on for a few years, and in the past year I've been filming more and more with it. Having success, losing it and getting it back on all different scales. I'm speaking to people in the documentary series that are multi-millionaires and have massive success and books and movies and everything, and I'm speaking to people who actually don't have that, and that's okay as well, because success to everybody is something different. So what we're actually doing is stay tuned, because we're actually going to be releasing some of the footage this week. I can let you know that Joe Vitale's in it, Bob Doyle's in it, Lynn Rose, Steve G. Jones and Michael Stevenson. We have like really brilliant people in here that are, I have learned so much in the past year documenting it and interviewing them and actually talking to them. You know, it's going to have so many people and I can't wait, and that's what's really exciting me about this project. But for now, let's enjoy the week in Vegas. So tomorrow we are starting the actual seminar, so this is why I've got this like life-size poster of myself, which is like the evolution of success. Success isn't a secret anymore, which it isn't. And then tomorrow, in between breaks, so whenever, instead of having lunch and eating, we're going to be coming up to the apartment and we're going to be shooting interviews with people that are actually at the event. So we're heading to the Kingpin party tonight, which is hosted by Kayla and Michael Stevenson. So Michael's actually in the documentary. He features in the Evolution of Success. He is an NLP practitioner and coach and has an amazing story. He was homeless at one point and he's got loads of different things happen to him, but he got through it all and he's doing really well for himself now. So he'll be in the documentary and we'll tell you the story all about it. Michael and Kayla, thanks so much for tonight and we're looking forward to it. That was pretty surreal. I just interviewed Jack Canfield. I read a book called The Secret, which was life-changing for me, and like anybody who knows me and anybody in my family, I just was on about it constantly. I was just like, have you read The Secret? Have you read The Secret? I bought like 6 copies and gave them to people every time I saw someone, I give it to them. Jack Canfield was in The Secret, and that led me on to reading his books, Chicken Soup for the Soul, the Principles of Success. So last week I ended up downloading Principles of Success again, and the 64 of them, and I listened to it on audiobook pretty much from the week before I came across on the flight, just floating around the apartment. And it wasn't until I listened to it back that I realised how many of his principles I had adapted to my life and actually had been using, So I was literally like all these different success things that I sort of had whenever I was younger and had no fear, whenever I had businesses and didn't think about, just jumping in and buying a house at 19 and all that kind of stuff. Like, I did do a lot of that stuff when I was younger. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realise it was like a personal development thing. But whenever I listened back to Jack's audiobook this week, I was thinking, oh my God, he is amazing. I thought that he was absolutely brilliant. So this week I heard him speaking. I asked him, would you like to be in a documentary, The Evolution of Success? I showed him the trailer, a 3-minute version of it. But there's different people that he recognised, Joe Vitale, Bob Doyle, they're friends of his. So we're filming a few more people over the next few days, probably about another 5. So I'm going to bring you snippets of each one. And then you'll see the trailer and you'll see the movie pretty soon. Okay, so that's it. That's the week done in Vegas. This is the last day at a bug-free mind, so it's a massive party that they're throwing just in this gorgeous villa. This week has been absolutely amazing for me. One, I've got to meet up with some of my friends, and I've also got to interview Jack Canfield. I've got to learn so much about internet marketing that I didn't know, and affiliate marketing, mailing, and loads of different things and products. Last year I came to a bug-free mind and I stood up on stage and I said, I've got this idea and I want to make a documentary. In that 12 months I went away and made the documentary. This year I came back and I stood on stage again and I said, look, I've got my documentary and we're now ready to launch. I'm now working with some of the biggest affiliate marketers and the biggest internet marketers in the world, and I met them all through this event. But I just want to say thanks to Tim, Andy and Pete, because without them none of us would be here, and I wouldn't have learned so much this week, and we wouldn't be ready to launch for the Evolution of Success. One more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you maybe a minute and a half of the trailer of the Evolution of Success. So for now, we'll see you next year in Vegas. I'll see you soon, and enjoy the trailer.
One has to really understand what success means. To me, it has always been to be able to live my life the way I want it in the most natural, most authentic way is success to me. Once you define that, everything else becomes very easy. We just never taking the time to understand what is important to us.
I was homeless at one point, I was in poverty at one point. I know what the dark night of the soul is, I know what it is to struggle, I know what it is to be suicidal, and I know what it is to break through all of that, to create a life that is so dramatically different than the first part of the life that anybody can do this. I don't have special powers, I didn't come from another planet, I'm just like you, just like everybody else.
We experience what we believe. What we believe is what we experience. So what I mean by that is, if you believe XYZ, that's what you're going to experience. Basically, what you're focusing on is what you're seeing and what you experience. But if you can believe that there's more possible to you, if you can believe that it's possible, then you'll start to experience that.
Ultimately, It's an inside job whether or not you're enjoying what's going on or not. We're interpreting every moment of every day. We can be in a really crappy subway and still be having a good day because it's all happening here. So the best way to feel successful and happy for me is to be loving what I'm doing from the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed, right? As much as humanly possible. That's success.
Well, but I always expect that everything will turn out right for me. So even if something negative shows up, I still give it a positive meaning. And that's what keeps my momentum going. So something might show up and I'm like, oh, that's not how I wanted it to turn out. But I'm like, okay, but there's a lesson here, or there's an opportunity here.
One of the key principles in evolution of life versus what some people might call challenges in life, because I think they're really the same thing, right? People always ask me, they'll say, well, you know, if you could ever get rid of homelessness, if you could ever just not have that happen in your life, wouldn't that be better? And my answer is not necessarily so. It was one of the lowest points in my life. For a long time, I probably called it a bad thing. But I also recognize that if I had never been homeless, that I wouldn't be who I am and what I am now.
The evolution of success, in my opinion and my personal understanding, is tapping into whatever it is that you're passionate about, following that, and allowing yourself to go through the evolutionary journey as you get from where you are, a person who believes in yourself, and where you're fully embracing that, and that is your entire life.